Okay, so welcome to this self-love inspired candlelight class. And if you're joining us live or if you're joining us in a replay, I would really love for you to have a blanket or a bolster with you this evening. And it's really awesome before you do this practice. Since it's candlelight, it's a blend of a flow, so we will be flowing with our breath and our movement, and then restorative as well. So it's a nice blended practice for both. It's a great practice to do at the end of the night after a crazy day, or in the beginning of the morning. You can do that too to kind of rev your morning up. So let's get started together on the mat. You're going to come into Shavasana. So you're going to lay down onto the mat. And if you have that blanket, you can roll the blanket up, and I'll show you with mine, and place that under your knees. So you would take the blanket and just roll it up lengthwise. You're just gonna pad your knees a little bit with this, so to kind of keep your knees a little bent. Now, if you do have live candles, I have fake ones, just be careful. You don't catch anything on fire. Safety first. All right, and then go ahead and lay back. And then allow your hands to fall out nice and wide, palms facing up. And let the feet just open up nice and wide. Good. Now this practice is all about self-love. And we're really good at giving love and compassion to others. And at the time of this recording, we have Valentine's Day coming up. So being the caregiver that you are, you may already know who you're going to give presents to or who you're going to show love to. So this is a really great practice to show love to yourself. So with this practice, we're going to implement what's called an affirmation, or you can turn it into a mantra. Now the difference between an affirmation is basically the affirmation will be one sentence. And the mantra, you will take that one sentence or phrase and repeat that. So that's completely up to you how you want to take the statement that I will give you tonight throughout the practice. If you want to just say it once to yourself and really breathe into that affirmation or that statement, or if you want to say it over and over in your head. And sometimes that really helps me to kind of stitch that into my consciousness a little bit more. So hopefully by now you're really nice and comfortable. You should feel the back of the body connected with the mat. The feet are open. And just take a nice deep breath in through the nose and sigh it out of the mouth. Good. In through the nose and sigh it out. And just continue to do this until you feel complete heaviness in the back of the body. You feel your body let go. And it's okay to shimmy and shake a little bit, as you start to breathe into your body from the whole day that you've experienced. Sometimes things show up and you need to shimmy or shake a little bit. So feel free to do that. And just keep breathing. And as you showed up here for this practice, you should be so proud of yourself, because a lot of the times it's easy to skip our self-care, our self-love, because we're busy giving it to others. So our first mantra or affirmation that I would love for you to stitch into your consciousness or tell yourself as you lay here in Shavasana is, I deserve rest. I deserve rest. So this just allows you to give yourself permission to be here for this practice. In our life, we really have a lot of other distractions that can easily take us away from our self-care. So knowing that you're deserving of this rest, of this practice, is so important to really get all the benefits of your practice right now. I deserve rest. So just take this moment of rest, letting go of anything from your day that's no longer serving you, staying in the present moment. You deserve this rest. And if this is what you need from the practice to stay here as long as you possibly can, if this feels good for you, if this is the recovery, the rest, the yoga that you need, please take it. Otherwise, take your next deep breath in and sigh it out. Good. Then you're going to slowly start to bend the right knee and then the left knee. And your feet are about hip width distance apart. And allow your knees to come in to touch. Good. And take a few breaths here. Letting go of any tension in the face, the jaw. And then slowly drawing your knees into your chest. And you can take your hands and wrap them around the backs of your thighs or onto the shins. And I would love for you just to give yourself a nice big hug. And if it feels good in the neck, you can bring the chin to the chest. Or just give yourself a nice hug here. It's a nice self-love for showing up. Awesome work. And then with that being said, let the left leg go nice and long and pull that right knee in closer to the belly, closer to the chest. On your next exhale, bring the left knee back to a bend and you're going to place the right ankle or foot or shin on top of that left thigh. So you're almost in a figure 4 position. And just seeing how your hips feel tonight, you can take the right hand and press down on that inner right thigh. And if that feels good for you, you should feel some lengthening in that lower back occur. Or if you want to take it another step further, you're going to thread your hands right around that left thigh and pull the left thigh in. Now I love to wedge my right elbow on top of that inner right thigh and try to push that thigh down. Activate the feet, so point the toes up towards the ceiling or towards the knees. Good, and breathe here as we move into the hips, a spot that we really hold on to a lot of tension. Try to release the face as you breathe. And with every exhale, try to soften somewhere in that hip. You can always come back to that affirmation that you deserve this, you deserve rest. Good. Release the left leg down. Awesome job. And then the right foot comes back to the floor. Now the right leg can scooch all the way long, so drag the heel out. So you're pushing the heel out towards the end of the mat. And then pull that right knee in. Inhale. Exhale. Good. And then on your next inhale, draw that right knee back up. So the right knee comes to a bend. We're going to take it to the other side. So the left ankle, shin comes onto that right thigh. And again, option here, left hand can press down onto that inner left thigh. See how that feels. And then you can pull that right knee in. Good. Activate the feet so the toes point up towards the knees. And breathe. You deserve this rest and recovery. You deserve to be here. Give yourself permission to sink into the pose, to release. Good. Release that right foot back down to the floor. Awesome job. Left foot to the floor. Great work. You can release that blanket, maybe put it onto the side of the mat. Just get it out of the way for right now. Draw both knees in and just rock from left to right. So you have this really sensitive spot on the tops of the butt cheeks. So right along the line of the crack there, where the good Lord split ya. So you're just going to rock back and forth and try to really massage those areas out. So pressing the weight down against the mat, against the floor. You can even pause where you feel a little tenderness and massage that out a little bit more. Breathe into that area. The breath is really powerful for releasing tension. Good. Awesome work. Now we're going to move in to eagle arms and eagle legs while we're on our back. Some of you may have experience with doing this while you're standing. So what you're going to do is pull that right knee in. Your knees are still elevated. Pull the right knee in and cross the right knee on top of the left. Okay? Now in eagle, you would ideally, because I have tight hips, I never really get there, but ideally, you would take the right foot and wrap that around the back of the left calf. So if you have that mobility, please take it now. Otherwise, you can take your hands onto the shins and pull those knees in. Good. Just a few breaths here. Good. Release the hands. Then bring your knees so they're right in line. So you're about at 90 degrees. And then you're going to take your hands. We're going to move into eagle arms here. Now, mobility does come into a factor here. So there's a couple options. You can give yourself a nice hug with the right hand underneath the left. And you can stay here, feeling the opening of the shoulder blades. Or you can stack the elbows, again, right arm under the left, and bend the elbows and bring the hands into touch, or the backs of the hands together. Completely up to you. And then press those elbows away. And then breathe into the back body. So as you inhale, you're going to feel the shoulder blades make connection with the mat. And if your legs get tired, you can always place the feet down onto the mat as you're opening up the arms. 2 more big breaths here. Good. And then unravel the hands, uncross the legs. Let's take it to the other side. The left leg is going to cross over the right knee. Pull the knee in. Grab the shins or wrap the left foot around the right calf. Sometimes your sides are a little bit different. Breathe here. And then keeping your legs elevated like so to take the full pose, or if you need to take your legs back down to the mat, feel free to do that. You're going to take the left hand now underneath and wrap those arms and press the elbows out. Breathe into the back space. You might even find that your breath catches due to maybe tightness or the inability of taking deep breaths. We're really good at short, quick breaths all day. Good. Release the hands and release the legs. Awesome jobs. Feet come down to the floor. You're going to pick your hips up and come over onto that right hip. The knees are going to fall together over to the right. The hands can come up to a T where you're opening up the upper body, and you can look over the left hand. We're into this twist. And taking an affirmation here, I release, and then fill in something that you release from your life, from your day. I release. And just fill in that affirmation of what serves you best. Good. Inhale, come back to center. We're just going to go to the other side. So lift the hips up, come over to the left hip, knees fall over to the left, gaze over the right. I release. And it can be something different from the left side, or stay with what you're releasing. Breathe in to really wring out. Twists are really good to think about wringing out stuff in your life that's no longer serving. Last inhale here. On the exhale, come back to center. And then come over onto your right side and press on up. Great work. We're going to come up to stand at the top of our mat, so take your time. We're going to be in Tadasana, or mountain pose. So I'm going to face you just so you can see. Our feet are hip-width distance apart. Hands are down by the sides. Shoulders away from the ears. Close your eyes here. Feel rooted down through the feet. Feel really tall through the spine, all the way up through the crown of the head. Squeeze the butt cheeks like you have a $100 bill. Good. And our mantra or affirmation here is, I am present. So we're coming into presence of our practice. Breath brings us into presence. So use your breath here. I am present. And I encourage you to stay present through our flow. As much as you can, stay present with that breath. On your next inhale, open your eyes. The arms are going to come up overhead. Really reach nice and tall. On your exhale, we're going to bend our knees, sit our bums back into chair pose. Good. Breathe here. Inhale, come back up. Press off the feet, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees if you've got some tight hammies today. Good. Big breath in here. Get the back of the neck. Exhale, release. Empty the head. Beautiful work. Come all the way up. Slink one vertebrae at a time. Great job. Back to Tadasana. I am present. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, chair. Inhale to rise. Exhale to fold. Good. Bend those knees so much so you can hit your hands onto the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. So the hips come up and back. It's okay to keep the knees bent at this time. Good. Breathe in and out. You want to press your hands into the mat. Shoulders away from the ears, and let me see those anticubes or the creases in your elbows. Shining towards the top of the mat that turns on the lats. Good. On your next breath in, come all the way up onto your heels. Breathe in, or onto your tippy toes, sorry. Exhale, press the heels down. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale into tippy toes. Exhale, press the heels down. Good. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale to press. Great job. And then you're going to walk your feet in to meet your hands. We're going to be back into that forward fold. Release the head, release the neck. Inhale, press off the feet. Inhale to rise into chair. So arms come up overhead, your hips are back. You should look down and see your toes. Root down through the feet. Good. Exhale, hands come behind you like a skier's. Good. Next, inhale, straighten the legs, come all the way up to rise. This is a flow in chair pose. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Then bend forward so the hands hit the mat. Let's step back into downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. Next breath in, raise the right leg up. Doesn't matter how high, but press that heel back. Then bend that right knee and open up the hip. Good. Release. Come back to neutral. Square the hips. Release the right leg down. Take it to the other side. Left leg goes up. Inhale. Exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale, open up. Good. Exhale, release. Square the hips. Release the leg down. Then start to walk your feet in to meet your hands. Great work. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, sit a little deeper and swing the arms back. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, chair. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, chair. Now this time, as you inhale all the way up, you come to stand. Raise that right leg up. So we're working on balance here. And then step that right foot back into a high lunge. Good. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, warrior 2. So you're going to pivot the back foot down. So the heel on the front foot is in line with the instep. I have longer legs, so I always have to reposition myself. It's okay to bring your legs out longer or wider. Hands come out to the side. Good. Breathe in here. On your exhale, right hand goes down the back leg, left arm comes up, reverse the warrior. Exhale, side angle, so bend the left elbow, place it on the front thigh, right arm comes up. Good. Curl that heart open. Awesome job. Come back up to warrior two. Big breath in. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Pivot the back foot. Step the front foot back. You're back in downward facing dog. Good. Breathe here. Awesome job. Lift the right leg up. Inhale. Bend the right knee. Open that hip. Release the right leg down. Keep breathing. Pressing down through the mat. Press away with the hips. Left leg goes up. Open that left hip. Release. And let's walk to the front of the mat. You can also hop if that's in your practice. Inhale, come all the way up into chair. Exhale, ski your arms, sink deeper. Inhale, straighten, arms up. Exhale, ski your arms. Inhale, this time lift the left leg up. Good, find your balance and step that left leg back into your high lunge. Arms come up. Inhale. Exhale to warrior two. Pivot the back foot down. Good, open those hips up. Just check your stance. It's okay to reposition. Arms come to a T and gaze forward. Looking ahead, being present with the breath. Great job. Left arm goes down the left leg. Inhale, right arm up overhead. Extended side angle. Bend the right elbow. Left arm up overhead. Good. Come back to warrior two. Last downward facing dog, cartwheel and step back. 3 breaths here. Inhale, exhale. And what I'd love for you to do is just notice the difference between this downward facing dog and your first. Maybe it was so long ago you don't remember. On your next breath in, come forward and release your knees down to the mat. Great work. We're going to move into camel pose. This is a heart opener. So if you are familiar with camel pose, you can grab your blocks if you use them. I'll show you some variations for that. So you're going to tuck your toes under if that's more comfortable, or you can keep your tops of your feet on the mat. You're going to come up to rise. So inhale, arms come up. We're on our shins. Exhale, release the hands onto the lower back. So the fingertips are pointing down. Squeeze those elbows together. So we're opening up the heart just by doing that, creating space in our collarbones. Good. Breath in here. Exhale. Another breath in. Exhale. And if you love to stay here, please stay here. If you want to take a slightly more back bend, inhale, lift the heart up. And send yourself back into a back bend. If you can reach to your heels or to the blocks, you can do that and open that heart up more. And our mantra or affirmation here in camel is, I am open to self-love. So your heart is open and you are open to self-love. Keep breathing deep into the heart. Last breath in. Exhale, start to come up. Beautiful work. You're going to take your knees nice and wide, and we're going to find a child's pose to really soak in all of those affirmations, the great practice that you had. Your arms can come overhead and the forehead to meet the mat, or onto a block, or onto your blanket. You're going to just breathe here. Completely let go. Good. Big breath in and start to curl up. So we're going to sit onto our shins for our short meditation. Now, hopefully during this practice, you connected with one of the mantras. I deserve rest, I release, you are present or I am present, I am open to self-love. Whatever you'd like to do, you can bring to yourself a mantra or an affirmation for this short meditation, but I would love for you to repeat it as a mantra. And I want it to be something that is positive. We do so well at talking negatively to ourselves, so let's bring in something positive. So you can bring your hands down to your laps, palms facing up or palms facing down. Let the shoulders fall away from the ears. Get your affirmation or your mantra. And as you breathe in, say the mantra or the affirmation, and then exhale. So you're concentrating both on the mantra and your breath. And then just finishing up with your breath. Simply notice how you feel. Notice the love that you've given to yourself. The permission to show up for your health and your well-being. And let's find ourselves back into Shavasana for our final rest, because we deserve it. So this is a really great time to cover up with your blanket if you have it. Sometimes during Shavasana, your body temperature can really drop, and you really want to have no distractions. So get comfy and cozy, and let's rest down. Arms come out to the sides. And again, you can continue to repeat your mantra of your choice, but use your breath to allow yourself to float away, to allow yourself to rest and restore. Any tension in the body, bring your breath there to help you release. Letting go of expectations, being present and deserving of this rest. And softening the face and the jaw just a little bit more. Soften the heart. Really let go, release, surrender. And just staying as still as you are. Starting to deepen the breath. Watching the breath ripple outward towards your legs, your arms, and upward towards your head. Bringing the prana, the life force energy back. So you can start with a little bit of movement, wiggling the fingertips and the toes. And as the breath gets deeper, you can make some wrists and ankle circles, just taking your time to come out of this rest. And then bending both knees and allowing them to fall over to the right. And coming into a sweet little fetal position for yourself. And taking this last moment to show yourself some love. Maybe saying one positive thing to yourself using the phrase, I am. Knowing that the only person who needs to show you love, compassion first is yourself. And once you have that into your heart, allow yourself to sit on up. And your eyes can still be closed here. Take your time. There's no rush. When you come into that seated, comfortable position, bring the hands to your heart. And then bow your head to your heart in honor of showing up for yourself, your well-being, and your love. And I thank you for joining me in this self-love practice. May love, light, and health go with you wherever you go. Namaste in nursing.